Hello, and welcome to my Halloween behind-the-scenes special. Uh, this is actually one of my mini masks. One thing that I'm actually really fond of is collecting various types of masks. And so I wanted to show one of these off, and then I went busking today. So I figured it was a real shame to waste my busking outfit if I was going to be doing one of these this week, so this week's episode's a little early, and, hair. Yeah, I also wanted to do that little intro. This is a specific kind of mask which is actually used for, masquerade parties, old school sort of things. I can't remember offhand what kind of mask, what it's called. I have a mask book for like making paper mache masks, and one of those was featured in there. It's just a Halloween mask. It's very, very cheap, and it pushes down on my nose, so I'm not wearing that for the entire time. And I've got a few others that I'll probably break out for these specials. Not much has really happened this week. I did manage to go out to trivia with my friend Chip and what are now becoming a group of friends. But other than that, the tattoo has been recovering quite well. And of course, tomorrow I'm getting a new one done someplace else. So hopefully I'll be able to still be a little bit more active with all of that. But everything's healing well. For those of you paying attention to the progress on all of that. And, you know, not much going on in that regard. There was a few things that I wanted to talk about last week, but I just forgot completely about, and that was, I just got Smash Brothers Melee for the DS, which, if you've never seen that, my DS is actually one of the Yoshi specials. So I've got that, and I only got this because there was the Yoshi version of that, little eggs on the bottom here. I kind of want to do like a Yoshi theme for the background now that they have like themes. I don't want to pay for that. So I've been playing a little bit of the Smash Brothers game, and it is actually a lot of fun. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I recommend it. As much as I'd love to do videos of me goofing around on there, probably as Bowser Jr., Ludwig specifically, because the Koopa Kids were always my favorite part of the old shows. But, which is weird, because they've never had Wart as one of the playable characters. That's a shame. I've been mostly playing as Junior, Bowser. I need to get back into Peach, and I always have like my mains are always Bowser and Mr. Game & Watch, with a side of Kirby. But I have to admit, goofy as they are, I kind of like the Duck Hunt dog. But again, that's kind of nostalgia for me, since Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt was my first game. That was the very first game I ever played. So yeah, definitely a bit of nostalgia on that. And other than that, I also wanted to talk about the Flash TV show. I don't know if anybody has been following any of those, but I did watch the first episode last week, and I have to say, between The Flash and Gotham, those two shows are the only shows that I'm really excited about this year. So, and I actually have to say, between the two of them, I think Gotham is still my favorite show, just because I love that whole, I love the Rogue Gallery. I love seeing origin stories on how people came to be who they are. I'm loving the Penguin and how he's handling his character. The actor who's doing it is doing a brilliant job, and I've already got a couple of theories. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about this. But I have to say, with The Flash, I'm more excited and more interested to see where that goes, because I don't know that much about The Flash. But So it's with Gotham, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of figure out how this is going. I know where they're going with this. I have an idea of how to follow all this. So I'm really loving it, but nothing's really like throwing me off guard. But with the Flash, I have no idea where they're going with it. I don't know enough about the story. All I know is that they had a broken cage with Grodd on it, which means Gorilla Grodd is going to eventually show up in the show sometime. And without spoiling it here, the cliffhanger at the end of the first episode, which, I mean, just in the commercials you can already see if you follow any of the Flash that, like, the yellow Flash or the evil Flash is probably the person who killed his mom. But I don't know. I don't know that much about the show. I know the first villain in the first episode was probably the Weather Wizard, but I don't know about Captain Cold or Captain Boomerang. There's a lot of captains in his rogue gallery. But I'm more excited and more interested in what's happening with the Flash than I am with Gotham. Because Gotham, I even know most of the vague villains. Although Dollman was a surprise. But I don't follow a lot of the comics, so it's very cool to see where they're heading with this. So it was those things I wanted to talk about last week, and honestly, nothing else really has happened since then. But I will say, with going out to the show, to go busking today. Where is it? Here we go. I actually got this. It is just in time for the holiday. It is a blown glass pumpkin made by one of the local vendors. And I have to find a place where I can keep that safe. But I have been trying to make friends with people down in the area where I'm doing my busking, and to sort of like get good in with that crowd. I actually gave away a bunch of balloons in a restaurant, and just sort of, talked to some of the vendors, and just a lot of fun. It's such a slow day. Tuesdays are the slowest day, but since I'm doing stuff tomorrow, I wasn't able to go, and I don't know. It didn't really quite. My timing's always weird. I'm just gonna have to start, next summer, God forbid, if I'm still working at the same place, I'm gonna have to start requesting off at least one Saturday every 2 weeks or something like that, so I can go out and make a little bit of extra money. I think I've managed to pretty much pay off my busking license, which is great because I've pretty much broken even on that. Close enough where it wasn't a huge waste. So if this weather keeps up, even it being October, I might be able to get down there a couple more days, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, it's been kind of a relaxed day. I really enjoyed getting out there again, and even though I didn't make a lot of money, I had fun. It was better than staying at home and doing nothing. I mean, I probably would have worked on either art or the video games, but it was a good day. So, I think that's it for now. Nothing else I can really think of. I am going to try, with the show, I'm going to try and do the first adventure game, because I have a couple of those, and I haven't really had an opportunity to really explore that, because the sound doesn't usually have a lot of options with those. But in honor of Halloween and October, I'm actually starting with a game that I already owned, which was the Blackwell Legacy, and that's kind of a cool mystery point-and-click adventure where one of the main characters is, well, a ghost. So it's interesting. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing with that one because I screwed up. It's kind of clunky. When you press tab to record, it'll actually restart the game, so you have to save often. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I think that's it for now, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one, and until then, cheers all.